Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your love and relationship reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again, a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. That person is not me. They are a scammer. Do not be scammed. I will not be soliciting you for anything. All right, with that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's let the bulls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Gemini, love and relationships. Gemini, love and relationships. Gemini, love and relationships. Gemini, love and relationships. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, goodness. The whole deck full of angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Okay. Now, this is not your normal love reading. Spirit has a very different way about talking about love through me. So this is not going to be your normal love reading, and also this is not dated because Spirit made it perfectly clear when I sat down and meditated upon this reading. They're like, no, don't put a date. Whenever the person comes across this is when they spiritually need it. So don't let them step out of it by saying this date, and if it's not this date, it doesn't apply. So Spirit was very adamant about that. So let's see here with the chakra message. Gemini, love and relationships. Gemini, love and relationships. Gemini, love and relationships. Gemini, love and relationships. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Fantastic. So we're starting here with clarity. This is the third eye chakra. soul's healing. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above the crown. And then finally with creativity, and this is the sacral chakra. So let's see how this all correlates with what the tarot has to say. We have the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and the Four of Cups. Oh, I like that. There's something sexually powerful here that has been hidden from you, and it's coming to the forefront of your mind, your understanding, your consciousness. You have the Ace of Wands, which is very much a phallic symbol, but you also have the King of Wands coming forward. So it's having that power of creation, but also that sacred masculine power coming forward within your life. You have the Six of Wands, celebration, prosperity. The Nine of Wands, not letting everybody else's opinion take over your own. And then you have the World. The world opens up to you. It brings us to the Princess of Wands, again, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and the Four of Wands, which is a celebration of self. Now, this can be looking at the bigger picture. This could be a renewal of vows if you're married. This can be a finding a partner, a committed relationship if you're not, or if you're looking for a committed relationship, So here there's something to celebrate, and it can just be also finding that celebration within yourself and coming home within your being, and that is worthwhile in and of itself. So let's start talking about this chakra energy. So we have clarity, we have soul's healing, and we have creativity. We have the third eye chakra here opening up, and it brings clarity. There's something about this time, and we can see it from the gifts that Spirit brings forward, that brings us clarity of mind, understanding of self, that opens up our eyes. And this can be something astoundingly personal. This can be something where it comes to you as a gift, from divinity. But because it's a gift from divinity, it doesn't seem like a gift. But it's that opening of the third eye chakra. It's that stepping into ourselves. It's looking at things openly, honestly, creatively. And it's saying, this is who I am. This is where I need to be. This is what I desire from my life and from my soul and from me. And so with this clarity of purpose, with this power of reason, with this power of understanding, your eyes are being opened. And it's, your third eye, it's also your eyes in and of themselves, the way that we're seeing the world, the way that we're embracing ourselves. They're being opened. We're looking at ourselves and be like, is that me? Is that really what I want? Or is that the way I'm moving forward? Or, wow, I didn't realize that I was heading in such a great direction. Or I didn't realize that I was heading in that direction. Let me step back a moment. And then it opens up our eyes to so much more. The clarity comes in, the third eye chakra is opened, and things become more clear than they were before. And it brings us to soul's healing. So the clarity comes in, and the soul's healing comes down. Now, this can make us feel emotionally kind of vulnerable. The soul's healing opens up our understanding. It opens up our souls and ourselves and where we want to be and where we need to be and who it is that we are. And it is a sense of saying, but this is what I love, and this is who I am. And this is where I need to be. I'm moving towards my soul's power in a way that I didn't think possible. I'm moving in my soul's power in a way I didn't think possible. I'm connecting with myself. I'm connecting with my truth. And it brings us to clarity. Clarity of purpose, clarity of understanding, but it also brings us to creativity. So that clarity of purpose comes in, that clarity of understanding, and it connects us with our sacral chakra. And why this is important, especially in love readings, is because our sacral chakra is where a lot of negativity from this life and from past lives was held on to. And it's also a lot of negativity within our generational line around sexuality and sensuality. So if you're like me and in your family line, you have arranged marriages and you have, all this stuff that has happened, which every single, line has, it can put a tint on love in a way that and abuse. It can put a tint on love that you yourself weren't expecting, but hadn't experienced, but colors everything. It's not an arranged marriage that is happy. My great-grandmother's arranged marriage was horrific. And so here, it's understanding all the stories that have shaped us, all the energies that have shaped us. It's embracing our creativity. It's looking at ourselves and even maybe coming out of our comfort zones and saying, do I want to embrace the creativity in my sensuality? And the fact of the matter is that it doesn't have to be, porn star creativity. It can be that sensual, heartfelt, creative expression of soul and self as you connect. I am very much a believer in Carezza, which I have linked in the description box below. I have a video of it, of a couple discussing it, of course, in the description box. And it's non-orgasmic sex, which sounds unreasonable, doesn't it? But it is astoundingly powerful to sit there in this power and say, I'm connecting. My soul is connecting with your soul. It's soul sex. It is the coming together of bodies. It's the intertwining of touch and feeling and embracing of self and reveling in the sensuality of being without the expectation of anything. And so it's as we build that connection. Now, Carezza is meant to be practiced and was developed to be practiced as a couple. But people have asked, can you practice Carezza on your own? That ability to connect with your body, the ability to embrace your own sensuality, your own pleasure, your own understanding, yes, of course you can. And because it's non-orgasmic sex, it's coming to that realization. It's that deep, profound connection with yourself that becomes powerful, that becomes part of your truth, that, has you understanding your body in a way that we're not really, it's not shown to, but we're not really told to express ourselves that way, to connect with ourselves that way. And so here it's stepping into our power. The creativity is the creativity that gets to flow through us. It's the creativity of sensuality. It is where the sacral chakra is where our creative energy is stored. So when we connect to it more, we can see that creative energy becoming more powerful within us, becoming more prominent within us. And it really does move forward the King of Wands. And that's why the King of Wands comes forward here, where it's like, this is my sexual being, my sexual self, in the sacred masculine, in the place of, embracing power, embracing, truth and want and desire and standing in it and saying, this is my light, this is my truth, this is what I want, and this is me. It is very much claiming that sensual, sexual expression of self. It's very much claiming where we want to be and how we want to move forward and what it is that we desire. And it moves us to the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is divinity handing us a gift that we don't expect. It is that gift that doesn't feel like a gift. It can feel like an extra burden. It can feel like one more thing we have to do. It can feel like, it can feel like a trial. But as we move forward, we're going to find that it is a gift, that there is power here. There is beauty here. There is a coming together of self and what we desire and what we need. And that the gifts that divinity give us, they don't always seem like gifts. A lot of times it's like, oh, fine, I'll do this because it needs to get done. Or, oh, fine, I'll embrace this idea because why the heck not? And even though it seems silly. But it's the stepping into ourselves. I don't know. Spirit is showing me times in my life where what it is I thought was silly becomes a defining pinnacle of how I move forward in my truth. And one of those things, and it's going to sound funny, but can be the tarot, most definitely, because that's what divinity is showing me. And I never thought I would be reading the tarot for people like this. And I found it overwhelming and scary, and I'm a very private, quiet person. And it didn't feel like a blessing when I started it. It just didn't. It felt so far out of my comfort zone. But it became the best thing of my whole entire life, or one of the best things in my whole entire life. And this community, this family is amazing. And that's what this is. This is something where it takes you out of your comfort zone. And to be so present within our bodies, it takes us out of our comfort zone. To connect so deeply with another person, it takes us out of our comfort zone. To say, okay, instead of, and of course, this isn't the time in the world for it, but instead of one night stands, I'm having this deep, heartfelt connection with somebody who's knowing me inside and out, and I'm knowing them inside and out. That's out of our comfort zone. And so here we are connecting more powerfully, and we're making that shift mentally. And it's because, again, something is put on your plate where it's like, oh my gosh, one more thing, or oh my gosh, I have no time to myself anymore, or oh my gosh, whatever, fill in the blank as you may. But it starts to become that gift that connects you with this sensual, sacred masculine energy, which connects you with for lack of a better term, pulsing erection of life, that's sitting there and putting the seed forward into what you are planting, what you desire in your existence, for saying, this is my passion, this is my truth, this is my reason for getting up in the morning, because there is purpose and there is love and there is connection and there is brilliance, and I walk in this. I walk in my truth. I embrace my truth. I am guided by it. It becomes the torch that I live by. And it leads us to a celebration that isn't hidden away, a celebration that isn't denied. God, Source, Spirit, however we see the divine, the universe, hands us this gift. And it's that gift of, I get to stand in my sacred masculine power. It doesn't matter how you identify yourself within this world. It matters that you are standing in this power, that you are embracing this truth, and you're moving forward in celebration of self. You're moving forward in joyous exploration of, this is what I want from my life. This is who I am. I get to celebrate me. So often we look at ourselves in the mirror and we see everything that's wanting. We see everything that needs to be improved and, everything we would change. And we see all our mistakes, we see all the fingerprints, and we don't celebrate that we've gotten this far. We don't celebrate, what we have been through and who it is that we are. And we don't look at our successes and say, wow, it took us a long time, didn't it? But I got here. And it's embracing this power. It's embracing this reasoning. It's embracing this being of understanding. And it moves us then to looking at the world and looking at everything the world is saying. Our world focuses on erotic love so intensely. It is everywhere. We see it in our movies, we read it in our books, we hear it in our songs. It is everywhere. That is the pinnacle of love. But the pheromones that just flood the brain when you first meet somebody for the first 6 months, those go away. Those die down, right? And there needs to be more to embracing love than just the erotic. Our society would tell you that's it. That's all we have. But that connection, the carezza, the touch, the feel, the coming together, the understanding, that is so much more than the obsessive, almost teenage love, that we seem so set upon, so harping upon. This gets to be the expression of self. This gets to be the standing in our truth when the world is saying something else. This gets to be the knowing, the understanding, the power of seeing things so much more clearly, because we are seeing things through the lens of a striving towards an agape love, towards a divine love. In Greek they had eros love, which was erotic love. They had familiar love, which was family love. And then they had agape love, which is the love that Christ had for everybody. And that is what we should be striving towards. Not the love where if I give you pleasure, you give me pleasure. But this love of, I connect with your soul and you connect with mine. And because of that, we are so much stronger than we ever were before. And it isn't saying that we become Christ-like, though, one could make an argument for a connection, a powerful, glimpse of a connection with the divine through that way. But it is stepping into our truth when the world tries to pull us out of it. And it moves us to the world. It moves us to actually being more connected with the world than we ever were before, because we're connected with our world. Our world doesn't have to be everybody else's world. We all have our own experiences, our own ways of looking at things. So when we connect with the world, when we connect with our world, and the opening up the door to what we want and what we desire within life, it gets to be different, it gets to be personal, but it gets to be beautiful. It's standing in your truth. It's seeing that the doors that were once barred and locked to you get to open, because there is beauty waiting for you. There is beauty waiting for each and every one of us. There gets to be love. There gets to be brilliance within life. There gets to be this deeper connection. And so often, we give up. Now, we can't change another person, but we can start to live in the sensuality of being and see if embracing that vibrational energy, stepping into that vibrational energy, either the person rises or they walk away or they just don't understand. And the power of knowledge, the power of knowing, the power of connecting, that is so important. The world opens because you embraced your truth within the world. And it brings you to the Princess of Wands. It brings you to being the student, to being the seeker, to, understanding more of where your heart needs to be, of what you desire, of the passion of self, of this, this reason for being. And you look at things and you start to make connections where connections weren't made before. You start to see things more clearly, more openly, more honestly. And you step into your heart. You step into your soul. And it brings you to a celebration of self, to a sense of coming home. Because this is where you were always meant to be, in alignment with love, in alignment with your heart, in power with your truth, in celebration of your being. And this brings us to an elevation of the unexpected or the expected. This brings us to a place where we can sit there and see our relationships becoming closer. We can see ourselves becoming ready for a commitment or, calling forward that commitment, which once terrified us. We can see ourselves so much more clearly and in celebration for the new and the extraordinary that gets to walk forward in our existence, in our souls, and in our lives. And that gets to lead towards our happily ever afters. Everybody's happily ever after is different. We are told that, happiness looks just like this. But it doesn't. Happiness gets to be where you feel most contented, where you feel most secure, where you feel most powerful. Now, your subconscious chakra message for this time is play the heart chakra. Let your heart be filled with love and laughter. Let yourself play. Let yourself forget. Let yourself just embrace being. Practice laughing meditation or the, Wim Hof breathing exercises, where you get to embrace elation. Embrace elation. Let yourself be happy. So often as adults, we say the time for play is over. So what? We get 10 years of real, true play? Not even that, because you have to learn how to walk and everything like that. You get a short period of time of true, real play, then you become too cool for it, and then all of a sudden you're an adult and you don't have time for it. No. Embrace play. Embrace joy. Embrace laughter. The way that small children do. The way that it is just infectious to your heart and so empowering to your soul. It then leads us to the subconscious tarot message, which is the Ace of Cups. God, Source, Spirit, however we see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of love. The cup runneth over. It washes away our hurts and our pains and our disappointments. It lets us see our fears and our tears. It can make us very sensitive during this time, but it's a sensitivity that aligns us with our truth, that brings forward our desires, that connects us with our hearts in a way that we have desperately and beautifully needed. All right, Gemini. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as gifts from divinity that connect us with sacred passion come in the most unexpected ways. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini.